All right, hello, my name is Seth Bishoff, sports coordinator here at the Tift Area YMCA. I'm excited for our up and coming season, 2023 winter basketball. Before we get into the meeting, I want to open us up in prayer. Go from there. Father, I just come before you, Lord. I thank you and praise you for the breath of life you have placed in our lungs. I do pray, Father, that you will be with each of the children that is participating in the season. God, direct everybody to stay safe. Allow everybody to learn and grow to enjoy the game of basketball and learn some basketball skills. Just be with the parents as they bring their children to the sports. Ask each of these things in your name. Amen. All right. So just before I want to go any further, I want to start off by saying that we will be at two separate locations. Now, if you've played in the past with us, you are already aware of this as far as for our different age groups. But I want to go ahead and start off this parent meeting by letting everybody know where their children will be playing, as I know some parents have children in different both age groups. So we have three leagues: 6 to 8-year-olds, 9 to 10-year-olds, and 11 to 13-year-olds. Our 6 to 8-year-olds, they will be playing at First United Methodist Church. The address is 107 West 12th Street, Tifton, Georgia. Once again, 107 West 12th Street, Tifton, Georgia. That is where our 6 to 8-year-olds will be playing at First United Methodist Gym here in Tifton. For our 9 to 10-year-olds and 11 to 12-year-olds, they will be playing at Northeast Campus here in Tifton. The address for the Northeast Middle School campus is 3021 Fullwood Road, Tifton, Georgia. Once again, that's 3021 Fullwood Road, Tifton, Georgia. And that is where our two locations will be. They're about 5 minutes apart. So if you have a child playing at both locations, you will be able to transport back and forth in between the games and practices. Now, I will say the times for our groups, we had to kind of adjust a little bit due to some scheduling conflicts with the gyms. But we will start at 5 o'clock for our 6 to 8-year-olds at First United Methodist. Now, I do know that that is a little early. Some parents get off right at 5. And if that is the case, I know you can come in and get there. We'll probably start the games no later than 5:15. So we want to start as close to 5 because we have to be out of the gym by 5:45, 6 o'clock. So no later than 5:15, but we want to start as close to 5 o'clock as we possibly can. As far as for our 9 to 10 and 11 to 12-year-olds. So our 9 to 10-year-olds will be practicing and playing at 6:15. If we are able to move up to 3 teams, which is possible, there will be an additional practice either later that night or prior to the game. For our 11 to 13-year-olds, they will have their practices and games at 7:15, and just like with the 9 to 10-year-olds, if we have the opportunity to go to 3 teams, we're right on the verge, and we're trying to push the signups just to get to that third team. We'll either have the practice at about 5:15, 5:30 prior to both games and practices, or we'll have the practice after at about 8:15, and we will let everybody know that in the schedule once it is out. Now, like I was saying there, right now we're looking at 4 teams in our 6 to 8-year-olds, and then we have 2 teams in both our 9 to 10 and 11 to 13. We are close and trying to push to get 3 teams. That way we can just have a little bit of diversity as far as in the teams, and rather than playing the same team, we want to make sure that we can have, some competitive games between a couple different teams. So if you know somebody that has not registered and is in one of those leagues, I want to encourage you to invite them to come and play, invite them to come join us. I know today is the last day of registration, but we will have a waiting list in those 2 leagues, the 9 and 10 and 11 to 13. If we do not get to the 3 teams today, we will definitely hold registration open through Thursday, the evaluations, just to try and make sure that we can push and get to the 21 players or 3 teams for those leagues. Now, that's kind of the times that we'll have as well as the locations that we'll have. Another important thing that I want to let everybody know about is the evaluations. So the evaluations will be Thursday, January 26th. That is 2 days from the day this meeting will be posted. Once again, Thursday, January 26th. The evaluation times and locations. So for our 6 to 8-year-olds, They will be at 5:30 p.m. At First United Methodist. If you want to come about 15 minutes early, go ahead and start getting warm up, get it started early. We will be there prior to 5:30, but that's when make sure everybody's kind of rolling through the evaluations. After we are done with evaluations there, we are going to move over to Northeast Campus at 6:15 for our 9 to 10-year-olds, and then at 7 o'clock for our 11 to 13-year-olds. And those will both be at Northeast Campus. Once again, that will be 6:15 for the 9 to 10-year-olds and 7 o'clock for the 11 to 13-year-olds at Northeast Middle School. So that's our evaluation times on January 26th, as well as locations. If there's any questions, you can feel free to email me, not only about the evaluations, but if you have any questions kind of throughout the whole meeting or something that I might not have answered, feel free to email me at seth@tiftareaymca.org, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. Moving right along, as far as schedules for the season, first practices, first games, things like that. So our first practice, now this brings up another thing that we had to adjust from last year as far as in our divisions. Normally we try and do everything Tuesday, Thursday. However, First United Methodist, they had something on a Tuesday, so we had to move it to Monday, Thursday for First United Methodist only. Northeast, the 9, 10, 11, 13-year-olds are still Tuesday, Thursday. But for our 6 to 8-year-olds, we had to move it to a Monday, Thursday, just due to a scheduling conflict with First United Methodist's gym. So their first practice will be next Thursday, February 2nd. That will be our first 6 to 8-year-old practice. Once again, that is Thursday, February 2nd will be our first practice for our 6 to 8-year-olds. As far as for our 9 to 10 and 11 to 13-year-olds, our first practice will be next Tuesday, January 31st. That's when we're going to have our first practices at the times mentioned earlier in the meeting. Now, our first games. So I know the first week is Valentine's Day, and so we are going to take that day off for games. We will have our first 6 to 8-year-old game February 13th. We will have our first 9 to 10 and 11 to 13-year-old pick games on February 16th. We will also take off the 20th, as that is President's Day, and I know a lot of parents will be traveling or out of town, and so there will not be any games on President's Day. But once again, first game will be February 13th for our 6 to 8-year-olds only, and then our first game for the 9 to 10, 11 to 13-year-olds will be February 16th. Our season, as far as for games, will run through March the 9th, total of 4 weeks. And so that is what we're looking at having for this year. Now, the schedule is not finalized. It's not out currently, but prior to the start of the season, I will post that on our website. tiftareaymca.org will have the schedules there for you to view. They are not on the website currently, but they will be prior to the start of the season. That way, if you, when you're looking at it, you can kind of go ahead and begin to plan for the upcoming weeks. Like I said, first practice for our 9 to 10, 11 to 13 is January 31st. First practice for the 6 to 8-year-olds will be February the 2nd. That's what we're looking at as far as for practice times, games starting, and all that information there. Another thing that we've got here at the YMCA, we're always thankful for our volunteer coaches as well as our sponsors. And I did just want to mention, we are still looking for a few coaches and some assistant coaches in some of our leagues. So if you are interested / willing to coach, volunteer coach for us, head or assistant, please get with me as soon as you can. You can email me once again at seth@tiftareaymca.org. And I will reach out to you. That way we can make sure to get you on the team, make sure all the paperwork's filled out, background check, and all of those things for the coaches. Also, if you have a business and you want to sponsor your child, we still do have a few spots open. I know a lot of the sponsorships are already taken, but if you are wanting to sponsor your child and you have not already been in touch with me, please, once again, feel free to email me at seth@tiftareaymca.org, and I would be glad to get you in that spot. I have to have all the email or the sponsors finalized prior to finishing the schedule. And so if if you wanted to do that, I'll need to know in the next couple of days for that. So that's what we've got going on there. I'm excited to see what all we've got in store for the sponsors, for the coaches. And I did just want to say, as the season goes on, please let your coaches, let your sponsors know that you are thankful for them. Along the same lines, as far as with the coaching, one of the things I did want to mention is at the first practice, if not before the first practice, when your coach contacts you, hopefully next week, I want to encourage you, please make sure that your shirt sizes are correct. Something was pointed out to me recently that on the registration form, it said dry fit shirts. However, we will be using cotton shirts. I know that kind of makes a difference in some sizes, and so if you need to change the size, you can email me, or if you want to wait until the coach contacts you and just let the coach know, that way the coach can get back with me. We generally try and have one practice. That way everybody can finalize the shirt sizes and different things at that practice. But the shirts will be cotton this year, not dry fit, like a parent had pointed out that it said on the registration. Another important thing that we have going on this year is the uniforms. So I want to encourage everybody, as far as with the shirts, the YMCA will provide the uniform as far as shirt. But as far as the shorts go, we want to encourage everybody to try and wear black shorts. Now, the main day that we really push this is on picture day, just that way everybody can look uniform, same color shirt, same color shorts, and look and take a professional picture as far as on that picture day. Picture day will be February the 16th for our ages 6 to 8-year-olds, and then February 21st for our 9 to 13-year-olds. That's what we've got going on as far as this year in regards to the pictures. Once again, February 16th for the 6 to 8-year-olds, February 21st for the 9 to 13-year-olds. That's what we've got going on there. Just the last couple of things I wanted to say is weather hotline and why game time. Generally, with basketball being inside, we don't have to cancel too many games. But in the event that we do have severe weather and have to cancel a game, I will contact the weather hotline. So it's an important number to know: 229-528-9109. That is the weather hotline. You can just call that phone number, and it will let you know if we're having practice, if we're having games, whatever it might be. There. Another thing, it's kind of new, we just started this last year, is a thing called Why Game Time. Why Game Time. This is something that we really are looking to continue to implement and continue to use. And as you can see on the screen, you will just go and type in whygametime.com. You can type in the branch / Tift Area YMCA, or just, excuse me, / Tift Area. Or if you just type in why game time, it will bring you to a page like this, and then you can type in Tift area. It will bring you up to the Tift area YMCA. You can select it. And then you can go in and sign up for our alerts. So just choose winter basketball, choose the appropriate age division or age divisions, whichever one you prefer. Enter your phone number, and that way, when we send a reminder, it will go straight to your phone. We generally try and use this to send reminders about picture day, any adjustments that we've had to make in any adjustments we've had to make during the season for this. So that's just what we've got going on there. That's an important thing. Want to make sure you sign up for those 2 alerts. That way, if you have any questions, you can get the information directly. That is about all we have for the parent meeting. I do want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this. If you do have any further questions, like I said, feel free to contact me by emailing me at seth@tiftareaymca.com. Thank you, and God bless.